What up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about my rewatch of Dragon Ball Super's Universe 6 versus 7 tournament arc and what I thought about it, especially compared to when I first watched it. Now, this arc, I'm going to be honest, I enjoyed it. I liked it the first time when I watched it, and I liked it again. I didn't really have that much problems the first time. I actually really liked it because the last arc really kind of left a bad taste in my mouth when I first watched it. And when I watched this one, we had newer stuff, we had better things, and I just really enjoyed it. And rewatching it again, I also once again enjoyed it, though I will say there's some aspects of this that I didn't like as much as I watched the first time. I think a lot of the fights this time were kind of weaker and it wasn't that impressive. Though I did have some complaints before, and I kind of have the same ones now that I had before with them. With like, I don't really like the other contestants' designs. The only design I really liked was Hits. I didn't care for any of the others. I don't like Botamas. I don't like Magetta's. I don't like Frost, and I did not like, Kaba's design. I didn't like any of them. I think they kind of look pretty trashy. So I didn't really like that. Though there was a little bit more problem this time with me with when it came to the art style itself. I didn't really like the art that much in this arc. I felt like in a lot of parts it kind of looked bad. Some parts looked good, but most parts of it didn't look too good. And I just don't like that because this arc was it should have been a lot better looking since it's a whole tournament and fights between those two. So I thought it would have been crazier. But as a whole, I think it was pretty well written. It was nothing too weird. I didn't like certain things like the whole frosting being, he's a good guy. He's different than Frieza, but then no, he's just exactly like Frieza. So it's like, okay, that was pointless. There was no point of making him a good guy than a bad guy. Then him cheating by using poison was kind of also pretty dumb in my opinion. There wasn't too much in this arc. It was just, hey, Champa comes there, says to Beerus, hey, let's have a competition for, our Earths to swap them. I want your Earth's cuisine because, after he tasted them, and he's like, I have these super Dragon Balls and we could basically make any wish and then get them. And he's like, why don't we start this tournament? He's like, yeah. And then they basically try to create a radar to find the final super Dragon Ball. And then they had the whole tournament setting that up. So that was it. We did have Gohan. Like Vegeta was arguing with Goku if they should have Gohan as one of their fighters, but Goku's like, nah, he's not into fighting, which I know a lot of people don't like that. Personally, I just feel like that's just how his character is, and we just have to accept it. Even though nowadays he's back to fighting again, but whatever. But replacing him with Boo was a good idea. The only problem was they didn't use Boo. They made him fall asleep, which was kind of stupid. I didn't like this when we first watched this. We're like, oh yeah, we're gonna see what Boo can do in this tournament, and then they sidelined him just for a stupid reason of, oh, he fell asleep, and once when he sleeps, he can't, he won't wake up. It's like, really, that's dumb. The tournament itself, there wasn't too much. Hit's a cool character. Botama and Magetta were pretty forgettable. Frost was, I didn't like that stupid thing where they just like, oh, he's gonna be different, but he's just the same Kappa. He was okay. I just felt like he was kind of pathetic looking. There wasn't really much to this arc, though. Like I said, there wasn't too many crazy stuff or story. It was simple and straightforward, which I really liked. Though the art style and the animation didn't look too good. When Vegeta was first fighting against Hit, that was awful. It was horrible. It was actually atrocious, actually, if I'm being honest with you. Vegeta was standing there. It looked like he had a diaper. Like, his pants was really saggy. He was standing in a weird slouch position, like I don't know what he was doing. He was like crouching and looked weird. The way he was moving was weird. When Goku was first fighting his Hit, it kind of looked a little goofy too, until like he started turning up a little bit more, and it started looking better, especially when he went to Kaioken, when he went to Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken form. Then he started looking better with the animation and art style. But besides that, before that, it was not really that great. The other fights weren't really that great. Watawa was pretty interesting what his ability was, but that fight was pretty lackluster. Goku just eliminates him. I don't really like that. The Frost first fight against Goku was putting in some work, but it wasn't too impressive. Frost cheated, so he got cut short. Then he fought against Piccolo. Piccolo was actually, I like the strategy. I like the strategy aspect of it. The fight was not interesting, but the strategy that he was doing with the special beam cannon and then tricking him, getting hit, allowing himself to get hit to bait him in to get him cocky so he can trap him and then fire at him. That was really good. That was good writing right there. But the other stuff of it, I personally didn't really like. Like I said, the rest of the story was kind of weak in my opinion. The rest of the fights were weak. Vegeta versus Kaba, it was good story wise because he was trying to teach him and showcase him as more power. But fight wise, there wasn't anything too impressive there either. The only really impressive fight that I really enjoyed, Vegeta's fight was decent. The only fight that I really liked was Hit versus Goku. And Vegeta's one, it would have been better of the art style didn't look like complete ass. It looked like shit. I was like, man, this is what pissed me off about Dragon Ball Super. Like, yes, it's not as bad as people said it was when it came to the look, but it's still atrocious. It shouldn't look like this. Vegeta versus him should have looked beautiful. At least that fight should have looked good. Why did it look like fucking crap? They just fucked up this, like, the art style so much because they were so impatient about getting it out there. I just felt like that was a dumb decision by Toei and Toriyama and everybody involved. But as a whole, I really didn't care too much for this arc. I was like, whatever. It was okay. And when I say that, I don't mean like in a bad way. I meant like it wasn't too crazy, but it wasn't bad. I would say it's kind of like average. It was like at least 7 to 7.5 out of 10 for me. It was I liked it when I first time when I watched it. I liked it again. The only thing I didn't like was the art style. The fights also, I thought it was a lot weaker after rewatching it. And yeah, you can say, well, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah, so why are you being so judgmental? But the problem with this arc was the fact that it was mainly about fights, right? The tournament. So if the fights aren't good, then the arc isn't good because the story isn't complex. It's simple and straightforward, which is nice. But the problem with it is the fights itself were not good. So the story is all just about this tournament so they can fight. But then the fights are ass. So Goku's first fight, trash. Goku's second fight, trash. Vegeta's fight against Vegeta, decent. Vegeta's fight against, and before that, Piccolo versus Frost wasn't that great fighting-wise, but writing-wise, actually was pretty good. Vegeta versus Kaba, writing-wise, good. Fighting-wise, not that great. Vegeta versus Hit did not look good, which is sad. Goku versus Hit had some parts that didn't look too good, but as a whole, it was enjoyable. But that was the best fight that they had, and it wasn't anything like, oh my god, this is unbelievable. It was good for a few parts, but I just felt like this arc, it was kind of short anyway, so I guess that wasn't too bad about it. But I just felt like if you're gonna make it specifically an arc that's very straightforward and is mainly about a fight in a tournament, at least make the fights good and the tournament good. Also, like something like Botam with his ability, I don't think should have been eliminated so quick. That just like it was just like you wasted the potential of a character. Well, I wanted to see more of what he was capable of or what he could do because he could actually put some threat there. And then they also had some fake tension with Bulma being afraid of Beerus wanting to eradicate all of existence because he made some joke pretty much fucking with them saying, oh, if I had a wish, not that I would care about it because I'm a god, but if I had, I would wipe everything out of existence. And she's scared. She's like, I don't trust him. He might do something evil, this and that. It's like, we know he's not. He's fucking with you. It's such fake tension. It reminds me of the last arc with, Krillin being like, I have PTSD and I'm so scared and I don't know if I can do this. And like, yes, you can. Stop acting like a bitch, bro. You fucking know you can. This is just fake. There's just some fake emotional shit to draw our heartstrings to be like, oh my God, this means something. It doesn't mean anything. It's just fake tension. It's fake drama. It doesn't matter because there's no real connection to it. So it's pointless. I don't like that. But I did like the whole fact that all the family and everybody got to see this and have fun. So that was pretty interesting. Hit was a badass character. He was the best. He was the best thing to come out of this. The rest of the characters were pretty lame. Besides Botam's like ability, the rest of the characters were lame. Hit was cool. He was cool from design, from character-wise, personality-wise, his abilities. Everything about him was just cool. And he was, I think, if I'm being honest, he was one of the greatest additions that they had to the show as a whole. He was the greatest addition that they had to the show as a whole as a character. I love him. But I can't really say much because there wasn't too much. Now, the Goku Black arc is far longer. There's far more of a complex story. There's more stuff to it. There's a lot of stuff there. Rewatching it again, I want to see if I liked it as much as I liked it originally. I might not. Who knows? But I know that there was a lot of interesting stuff happening in that one at least. But yeah, this was a decent one. It was definitely better than average, but it wasn't mind-blowing. And a lot of the fights were lackluster, sadly. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this rewatch and this review, and stay tuned for next time.